Hello, awesome students! How are you feeling right now? To start our activity, I want you all to guess the topic for today based on the images below. Perfect! Our topic for today is the basic elements of a short story. Do you have any idea about what elements a short story has? The basic elements of a short story are characters, setting, conflict, theme, and plot. You all got a point. Now, the basic elements of a short story are, but let's talk about the first one, characters. A character is a person, animal, or anything personified who acts in the plot of a short story or other literary work. Through characters, readers can experience the world that the author has built, both through the characters' interactions with and perceptions of their environment. Next one is the setting. When or where does the story take place? The word setting includes not only where the story takes place, but also when it happens, as well as the people and culture that live in the world where the story takes place. For example, the setting would be at Bohol Island State University main campus at 4 p.m. That's the setting. Now, let's go to the next one, which is conflict. Conflict is any challenge that a character faces in a narrative. In a short narrative, the conflict is a struggle between two people or objects. The protagonist is on one side of the primary conflict. Now, so the conflict is also the problem of a short story. So like for example, like I have a problem with another character. So that is a man versus man type of conflict. By the way, there are three most common types of conflict. These are man versus self, man versus man, and man versus society. So Man vs. Man talks about the problem between the protagonist and another character. Like for example, Lucy and Kel have problems in the short story. So that's man versus man. Also, man versus self is a type of conflict within that person only. So a man, like for example, I have a problem with my thinking or my mindset. So that's a man versus self conflict. And also man versus society is a type of conflict wherein the protagonist has problems with the society or the surrounding environment around him. So again, the three types of conflict are man versus self, man versus man, and man versus society. So let's delve deeper to the next one. So the next one is the theme. Theme is the idea, belief, moral, lesson, or insight being discussed here. So the theme might be the thought of as the why of the story. So like if we write short stories or if we read short stories, we always ask questions, why did the author write this story? So what's the purpose? So the theme talks about the purpose of a narrative or a short story. Like examples, the dead stars are written for love, and the wedding dance is written to inform the readers about a certain culture or a certain tradition. So, basic and most common examples of themes talks about love and revenge, and also patriotism or love for the country. So, The last one is the plot. The plot is the sequence of events that takes place throughout the narrative. In general, a plot will have an introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. So, the chronological order of the events of a certain story is what we call plot. So, meaning sequence, the pattern of the story must be chronological. And also, a plot has an introduction as well. An introduction, a rising action, climax, which is one of the most favorite parts of a certain plot, of a plot, falling action, and then the resolution. So, good job! Good job, students! It looks like you're keeping up with the learning quite fast today. So, to test your knowledge about our lesson for today, I will be giving you an activity. So, for today's assessment, I will be giving you a story entitled The Last Leaf by O. Henry. And for those visual learners, I will be sending over a link to the video about the said story. Now, for your assessment, you will be answering these 8 questions. These questions relate to our topic discussed today. So it talks about the characters, the setting, conflict, theme, plot, and any other questions that might be that you can take away from the story. So questions are: who are the characters of the story? Where and when did the story happen? What did Mr. Berman point before he died? You can also try to describe Mr. Berman's masterpiece. So I'm giving you a tip that there's a masterpiece alongside the story. What did Mr. Berman's painting do for Johnsy to help her survive? Is there something going on with the story? So let's discover. Also, what feeling did it give to her? Why does Sue call The Last Leaf Berman's masterpiece? And the last one, what is the theme of the story, The Last Leaf by O. Henry? Now, I know it's a lot for you to take on these questions, but I know with the help of our discussion today, you are going to answer these questions very well. These are just so common questions, and I know you're gonna have some fun and excitement as you read The Last Leaf by O. Henry. All right, I think everything for now is good for us. I'll be giving you a couple of minutes to answer these questions, and I hope you'll be able to answer it well based on your understanding and with the support of the elements and or the basic elements of a short story that we had just discussed today. All right. I'm just very happy, class, that you were able to learn something from our discussion today. But for your next activity, I'd be giving you an activity about you'll be summarizing The Last Leaf by O. Henry using the different basic elements of a short story. So, with that, you'll be incorporating and integrating these elements of a short story as you summarize the story The Last Leaf by O. Henry. Again, I appreciate your participation for today's discussion, and I really hope that you have learned something today. On to the next one. Bye!